Hi everyone, welcome back. If you're new here, then welcome. Tanchiki Rabmizami. My name is Abigail, or Abby, Abigail Dishnakashun. I am Métis and autistic and love talking about autism stuff, so this is where I do that. I'm a little late to the party here. My personal life has been a little bit hectic, but the first Autistic Barbie was released recently and I had to talk about it. Especially since that seems to have been weirdly controversial to some people, which, it's autism. It's not that weird. Apologies for any background noise from my heater. I am living through Canadian winter right now. And also apologies if there's any weird phrasing. I've got a script in front of me, but I've had a rough couple of days, so my brain's a little bit fried. But we're just gonna go for this. So Autistic Barbie. I am thrilled that she exists. I want her. This is amazing. A massive toy company actually partnered with an autistic-led advocacy group to create a piece of representation that differs from a lot of current stereotypes. Not a single puzzle piece in sight. Autism speaks out of the picture. She's a woman of color, and she uses an AAC device for communication. This is so far removed from Sheldon Cooper, and I love this. So, why the controversy? Good question. Well, for one, the autism moms are pissed. In some cases, apparently specifically because they chose Asan over Autism Speaks. This doll doesn't tie into their tragedy narrative and their martyrdom narrative. They think Asan wants to promote a sanitized view of autism. Also, pretty much every autism mom that I've seen going off about this doll being the worst thing ever is white. So, there's that. There are also other people as well, not just the autism moms, who are really upset because they think that releasing an autism doll is somehow assigning a look to autism. This one doll is meant to represent all of autism because they're seeing it that way. They are concerned that this is going to lead to stereotyping. I've even seen reels from people who are allegedly experts in the field saying that this Barbie is bad because she will cause stereotypes. I can't really counter the autism moms because they really seem to just be mad that this isn't about them. They immediately started making their own autism mom dolls, and arguing with them on anything is really just like having a conversation with a brick wall, but with more headaches. But as far as the autism having a look and the stereotyping thing, I have thoughts. So yes, for years we have been trying to counter the idea that autism has a look. I distinctly remember one time shortly after I was diagnosed and I started telling people, I actually had someone go, really? And then just squint at me super intently before saying that I didn't look autistic, and I have never been more confused. At the time, I still didn't know a lot about autism yet. I'd never encountered the autism look thing before. Until then, I'd really just been trying to make it through life as best I could while constantly feeling like I was drowning. That was beyond new to me. But whether I knew it or not, that myth did exist, and I did get hit with it within a month of diagnosis. It is a thing that the autistic community has spent a lot of time pushing back against. So I can kind of see why people would be concerned about an autism Barbie and how that can be perceived as assigning a look to autism. But the thing that a lot of people are missing is that for some people, autism does have a look. This is something that some of the advocates I follow have been pointing out for years. Yes, autism is a spectrum and everyone's experiences are different, but that spectrum includes things like motor function and communication differences. And for people who struggle more with motor skills and who may be non-speaking and use AAC devices, they're going to be clocked right away. Maybe not necessarily as being autistic specifically, but as being visibly disabled in some way. And this Barbie does come with an AAC device, and I've seen people who claim to be experts go, oh, and of course she comes with a calculator, which is highly concerning. Like, How are you out here claiming to be an expert on autism and you don't even recognize an AAC device when it's right in front of you in the picture, with it being declared an AAC device in the literal description of the toy from Mattel? You're just willfully ignorant and looking to make a problem where there is none at that point, and now I don't believe I should take anything you say seriously. Way to go, fake expert. Other people have assumed it's a regular iPad. The comment sections on Facebook were amazing when it came to this doll. Within hours of her existence, people who knew nothing about AAC devices had been educated on what they are and why they exist. I would argue that that alone makes her entire existence worth it. But, like, my point is, there are kids out there who are autistic and use AAC devices and are visibly disabled, and they haven't really been represented. Representation is hugely important because it humanizes people. The media we consume does impact our perception of the world, and when a group of people isn't represented, people assume that those people can be dismissed or are wrong for existing in the first place, because if they don't see them in their media or don't regularly encounter them in real life, then they must be an anomaly or something. If there is only one type of representation, then that's where stereotypes come into play, and that's where a lot of the concern about stereotyping is with this Barbie. But the thing is that this isn't the first representation of autism. It is not the only representation of autism. There has been representation before, but it is mostly low support needs white guys, like the Good Doctors and the Sheldons. A non-speaking woman of color with AAC is so far from the stereotype and is exactly what we need right now. And Mattel said first Autistic Barbie, not the Autistic Barbie. I looked online, and the Fashionistas line that this Barbie is part of has 2 Barbies with Down syndrome so far, so I am confident that there is another Autistic Barbie coming at some point. For years, many of us have been saying that when it comes to representation with autism, we need more representation, specifically more diverse representation, so that we can avoid the stereotypes, and so more different people can see themselves in characters. When there is only a tiny amount of representation... Sorry, my sinuses are getting weird as I go. When there's only a tiny amount of representation, then of course there will be problems with stereotypes, but if we live in fear of that, then we run the risk of zero representation and the anti-vax creeps controlling the narrative through fear-mongering. They've even got some weird vendetta against Tylenol now. It's just bizarre and pathetic. And if they're controlling the narrative through fear-mongering and there's no good representation, then where is that going to leave us? Of course, this one Barbie doesn't represent every autistic person. No single doll or character ever could. But that doesn't make her bad or mean that she shouldn't exist. She is a step towards better representation, and a way better step than we could have gotten if they'd gone with Autism Speaks. Little girls are seeing themselves in her, and that matters so much, especially since the war on autism seems to have gotten more fuel in recent months. I love this Barbie. I think that this is a great step for representation, and... Oh, hello, Valkyrie. You are just knocking things over. Yes, I love you too. Where was I? I love this Barbie. I think this is a great step for representation, and so does Valkyrie. And I can't wait to be able to buy one myself at some point when I have the extra money. I love representation. I think she's marvelous. I don't really have much else to say on the topic, so there's that. I hope that I made my point clear. I think I will be doing more regular videos this year. I just started a new work schedule where I'm on a 4-day work week now, so I've got more time for my creative pursuits. Next video will be on season 2 of Percy Jackson. I just want to rewatch all of the episodes again because there is so much to dig into this season. Spoiler alert, I personally loved it, but there is a lot. In the meantime, thanks for watching. Merci pour ton temps. And I will see you in the next video. Bye!